How should you react when someone disrespects you in public? How should you respond when someone makes an unpleasant joke that makes you feel inferior to others? What is the correct way to gain respect, even if the person who does not respect you is someone who tends to devalue others? In this video, you will discover tips and psychological and behavioral tricks that, from the moment you start using them, will allow you to manage the situation and immediately gain the respect of people. So watch this video until the end when we will tell you exactly what to do when someone tries to humiliate you in public. Let's start by explaining why this type of situation happens to you and why people don't respect your presence. Often this does not happen because they hate you, despise you, or have something against you, but because some people have an opportunistic nature. These types of people will always try to grow at your expense. They are commonly found in groups of friends and workplaces and try to use others as stepping stones to climb the hierarchy. They will always try to stand out compared to you, but to prevent them from using you in this sense, becoming their target, you must start to impose respect. What exactly does imposing respect mean? It's not about forcing people to respect you but not tolerating them taking advantage of you to show off. If necessary, you must be willing to even leave the environment if you see that your presence is not respected. Avoiding getting to that point is ideal, and for this purpose, we will provide you with some tips to deal with situations where someone tries to denigrate you in front of colleagues, friends, or family. Before continuing, to support us, we invite you to like this video and subscribe to the channel Limitless Horizons if you haven't already done so. Without further ado, let's move directly to the first tip: make a good first impression. When you meet someone, never shake their hand while sitting down and without making eye contact. If someone comes to greet you and you remain seated, the person shaking your hand will look down on you and you will give an impression of submission. Also, some people, instead of establishing eye contact, have the habit of looking at the hand of the person they are greeting. If you greet someone and look at their hands instead of their eyes, your head will tilt slightly downwards, giving a further impression of submission. Therefore, when someone comes to greet you, stand up and look that person in the eyes while greeting them. Second tip: when you are conversing in public and someone interrupts you, you must stare intensely at that person with a serious look. When they realize that you are looking at them in this way, they will stop talking. At that point, ask for permission to continue from where you were interrupted. You can say something like, "May I continue speaking?" Or "Can I pick up from where I was?" This person will realize that they have had a disrespectful attitude towards you and may feel uncomfortable. They will give you permission to speak and understand that they should not interrupt you again while you are speaking. This is a very effective technique to use in public, and many times it is not even necessary to look at that person in an intimidating way. Just keep staring naturally and they will understand that they should stop talking when they feel the attention focusing on them. Third tip: when you are in a group of friends and someone tries to make a joke to humiliate you, do exactly the following. First of all, do not react at all. Pretend you did not understand or hear the joke. Then look at that person and ask them to repeat the joke. You can say something like, "Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Can you repeat?" By doing this, you will show people that the joke did not affect you in the slightest, and you will also be able to divert the situation by making the person who made the joke feel uncomfortable due to the unexpected turn in which you asked to repeat the joke. So that person will have two options: escape by changing the subject or trying to repeat the joke. However, a joke told a second time does not have the same comedic effect. By doing this, you will not only be able to get out of an embarrassing situation, but you will reverse the situation against the person who tried to denigrate you. Now let's move on to the fourth tip. The fourth tip is a psychological trick used by Thomas Shelby. Pay close attention. When someone tries to provoke you or make you angry, do exactly this to show that you are not playing their game. Ask a question or make a comment that has nothing to do with the context of the current discussion. For example, you can ask that person if they know if there is a nearby place where you can get a coffee, or make a comment like, "I think I overdid it with the perfume today." Of course, You must make all this seem as natural as possible so that the person does not realize that you are doing it on purpose. This can cause the person to fall into their own provocation. Now let's move on to the fifth and final tip. At the beginning of this video, we said that people are not obligated to respect you, but you are not obligated to tolerate your presence not being respected. If you start to see that people are not willing to respect your presence, you will use the fifth tip. The fifth tip is to withdraw, to leave. If you see that people are not willing to respect your presence, then withdraw. It is better to be a valued absence than a devalued presence. Now we ask you, have you ever experienced one of the situations mentioned in this video? How did you react? Leave a comment with your experience or reflection. We will read everything. See you in the next video.